Welcome to Panama. You are inside Panama City, the Roberto Duran Arena, and Panama and Puerto Rico in what could be a decisive tie in World Cup qualification are moments away from facing off. Here are the qualifiers in this window. And as you can see, Panama had the big win over Mexico. Puerto Rico dropped a 2-point loss to Uruguay, which really does leave us in a really intriguing place in the group, as you can see right now. A win here from Panama will put them level with Puerto Rico, only one game back from Uruguay. And obviously the top three teams go through as of right. The best fourth place team from the two groups will join them in a year's time in China. So Puerto Rico, the team that, as we all know, is used to being in the World Cup. They've made 13 World Cup World Championship final rounds. Also, you know, regular in the Olympic tournament under the old qualification system. The new qualification system with the competition windows really requires depth of talent, and obviously the NBA player unavailable for some of these competition windows. That's having an effect on Puerto Rico. But with the likes of Licky Sanchez and ever present in this qualification series of games, they are still a force to be reckoned with. The home team, Panama, the arena, as you can see, not as full as you would expect. I'm sure that'll fill up 5 o'clock local time here in Panama City. And on a day of great heavyweight boxing, the Panamanian great Roberto Duran, his name is celebrated in the naming of this arena. And Panama, buoyed by the win on the first game of this competition window, will look to go back-to-back wins and put themselves in with a chance of a fourth trip to the World Cup finals. Currently ranked number 43 on the FIBA rankings against the really high-ranked 15 Puerto Rico. But those rankings in moments like this are put to one side. And now we'll have the national anthems of both countries, and we will start with the national anthem of Puerto Rico. And now the national anthem of Panama.
La gloriosa nota de nuestro hermoso himno de Panamá.
Well, players exchange the traditional mementos at the halfway line. And this has got every ingredient you could think of in terms of a big game, lot riding on it. We'll just pause there for a second as we get a look at the third team on the floor. Mr. Peralta, Wieland, and Benito from Brazil, Canada, and Ecuador. Here is the roster for Puerto Rico. Ricky Sanchez, one of only 3 ever presents in the 9 World Cup qualifiers. Obviously, still only 31, Ricky Sanchez. Been around for such a long time now. Going to expect David Hurtas to pick up where he left off with 36 points from the other night in the 2-point loss. Starting lineup for Puerto Rico with Angel Vassallo at the small forward, where I think they've really got to get some points. The big inside convey of Jorge Brian Diaz and Ricky Sanchez. Gary Brown's going to have to take care of the basketball, and Hurtas is one of those guys. If he gets going, he's tough to stop. This Panamanian roster, Michael Hicks is now 42 years old, but in this competition all still averaging 10 points a game. Trevor Gaskin at the point guard spot just does it all for this team. Ernesto Ogilvy is going to help. And let's not forget the contribution of Javier Carter, who is averaging over 11 points a game and over 6 rebounds a game. Hicks starts at the small forward and Carter on the inside. That combination is going to be huge. But as always, will Akil Mitchell deliver? The talent that people have talked about for a number of years now. Will Akil Mitchell, the 26-year-old now, plays his basketball in France. Eddie Cassiano, well, you can't say enough about how he has managed this team. Forget the technical side of coaching with players coming in and out of this roster throughout the World Cup qualifiers. Cassiano has got to be respected for the job he has done. The former player for Puerto Rico has done an excellent job of making this team and keeping this team moving in the right direction. But now they could miss out on a World Cup finals. That's what Manuel Hussein is going to be trying to help with. Get a win here for Panama, and Puerto Rico are backs to the wall time when it comes to the last qualification window. Gives Panama an opportunity still to get into the World Cup in China, but a win here is a must. So there are so many things resting on this. Which team will deal with the pressure? Unfortunate for Panama, not a full gym. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, as we say, tip time. And it's a beautiful facility, the Roberto Duran Arena. And there's probably a couple of thousand people in the gym. There is now a moment's silence, which I'll explain at the end. Well, that moment's silence was for the Panamanian basketball stalwart Vito Medlik, who passed away on November the 12th, and he was 62 years old, 27 years in Uruguay as well, where he naturalized to play. He has just been a contributor across America's basketball, and that's a nice gesture, marvelous gesture, with the recognition of his contribution. So it's a warm welcome wherever you're joining us from, wherever you are sitting down, waiting to watch this one. The Roberto Duran Arena in Panama City. And Panama in the red uniform, Puerto Rico in the white. A win for Panama will move them level with Puerto Rico in the corresponding tie. Earlier in this group, it was a 9-point victory for Puerto Rico. So that's also going to be in the back of the mind of both teams when it comes to late in the game. But the key for Panama, get the win, give yourself an opportunity to qualify. Puerto Rico wanting to avoid a real dogfight in the last competition window for the last few remaining places out of the Americas to make it to China next September. I think we're just waiting for TV to give the absolute okay that we can get underway. Tony Bishop. His contribution from the forward spot. Lots of other names on this team that come up with bigger contributions. But Bishop could be crucial. I think that matchup, the forwards matchup could be decisive here. Both backcourts will pretty much cancel each other out. The trouble for Panama is that Gaskins has to be a contributor. So we're still waiting for some technicalities to be resolved. And we're good.
Okay, gracias.
So the Group E clash of the second round of the World Cup qualifiers here in the Americas. Panama in the red will win the tip, Puerto Rico in the white. And this is a big one. And Puerto Rico look like they're going to just settle to contain. High pick and roll. Bishop has to step back, moves it on. Only 6 on the possession. Penetration far side of the ring is no good. And Diaz will clean it up. And Hurtas in the half court will turn over again. Neither team coming down with much confidence, should we say. Again, all post-entry, mid-range jump shot is good. Keep it simple. Face it up, knock it down. And that's another area where you'd expect Panama to try and really take the advantage. The twin towers of Diaz and Ricky Sanchez. They're going to have to get their feet out of the keyway to guard that mid-range jump shot. Post-entry again. Gil Mitchell will kick it out. Hicks with the long three is good. And the veteran just says, hey, don't forget me when we're talking about how Panama are going to win this game. Hicks knocks down the three. Panama with a 5-0 start. Vassallo will find Diaz high. They hit Ricky Sanchez on the second side. Vassallo looks to penetrate. And Diaz in the lane for 2 is good. Then you'd expect Jorge Brian Diaz to get a lot of touches. Ricky Sanchez likes to stretch to the perimeter. Bishop will just move it on. And they're going to go hard on Gaskins. It feels a little double team action. Hicks again with a 3 is short. Defensive rebound belongs to Ricky Sanchez. And Gary Brown just holds it up, moves it on. Sanchez in the post, spins baseline, little step back, lean back 2 is no good. And great effort on the glass by Diaz to keep it alive, and Panama couldn't control it. So Puerto Rico get a 14-second reset. Sanchez releases to at the inbound. And Diaz will, again, they're really going at it on the perimeter. Little floater on the lane is no good. Defensive rebound gives Panama another opportunity to run, and they really do get that ring run going early. Mid-range jump shot in transition is no good. And the ball will stay with Panama. Cassiano not entirely sure of that, but he's had his little word. Everybody's happy. Gaskins puts it on the floor, looks to go with the left hand off the glass. Good follow, but they can't control it. The ball will stay with Panama. Akil Mitchell active early, and that's a good sign. Again, that forward spot is going to be key for both teams. Hicks outside wants to move it on. Gaskins, they're going to work him out here. Gaskins in the lane, nice find, wide open in the corner for Hicks is no good. Another offensive rebound, Akil Mitchell is active. Gaskin lines up the three, way short. And finally, Diaz gets the defensive rebound. Puerto Rico in transition, Hertas goes inside, nice kick. Open five for Zilo is no good. And Panama still looking at the 5-2 lead. Michael Hicks wraps it. Nowhere to go for Carter. So he finds Hicks again with the three. Oh! Michael Hicks was talking to the front row of the fans as he let go of that one. 42 years old. Playing with the enthusiasm of a rookie. Turnover. Bishop has it, gives it up. Gaskin goes with the left, right hand, far side of the ring for two. Used the ring to such good effect to protect the basketball. And Panama with a nice start, lead it 9-2. And Puerto Rico's energy on the back of the 2-point loss to Uruguay. Looks like someone's going to have to find some energy and lift this team. Brown almost turns it over. 5 on the possession, inside, going nowhere. Ball will stay with Puerto Rico. Hit the underside of the ring, so they will get a new 14-second reset. Hicks 2 for 3 from the 3-point line early. Well, they settle on Ango for Salo to inbound. Hertas trying to get himself going. Sweet little rainbow, too. And if Hertas gets going and the streak continues after his 36 points from the other night, that could be huge. Oh! Carter just says, hey, I haven't touched it for a while. I've got it deep. I'm going to throw that one down. Just one-on-one, just elevated and went strong. Big-time play. Nice drop down to Diaz for the little lay-in for two. Carter will move it on. Hicks, nice find. And they find Hicks again. Is this the third three? No, way short. Defensive rebound on Ricky Sanchez and Puerto Rico, but good defensive transition. Panama got back, found players early. Brown penetrates, and there's no way Jorge Brian Diaz is going to handle that pass. Gary Brown with a turnover. Gary Brown had the long trip from Israel to come back for the Windows. Trevor Gaskin. Well, nice execution. They find him wide open for three and just buries it. Well, Carter took it inside and threw it down for two. Steps outside for three. Doing it all, Javier Carter. Eddie Casiano won't panic, doesn't need to. Very early in the game, his team trails 14-6, has the possession. Ray Brian Diaz. This is the big thing for Panama at the moment. Excellent perimeter defense. Turnover by Diaz, 3-on-2 break. Poor pass, but they're going to get to the ring. Oh, the wrong way. Bishop joins the dunk party, throws it down for two in transition, and Panama have come out the gate strong. They lead it by double digits. Timeout for Puerto Rico. And air traffic control is a little busy in Panama.
Move the ball, open your shield, attack in a straight line. Come on, big game, don't shit on your pants because you get hit. Coño! Come on, you can get better at that. Tenemos que levantar la mano. Put the hand up. Tranquilo. Hey, run one.
Well, Eddie Casiano earlier on, he got the sight at that time. Really does want to see energy as much as anything else. He's challenging these guys right there. The big thing for me here is this defense by Panama on the perimeter, really in the passing lane, really trying to generate points from their defense, and it's been very successful. 4 turnovers early for Puerto Rico, and they've turned those 4 turnovers into 9 points. That's a great return. They know how big this game is. 2 wins here, and they put themselves into the mix for qualification. Extended time for this timeout. Seems to be very, very long, 1 minute. Referees have finally called them back in. Coaches being coaches will take every single second and more. Here's the replay of the last one. Straight down runway 1. Well, the only player not to score so far for Panama is Akil Mitchell. But as we said, Akil Mitchell has been very active on the glass. So all good signs at the moment for Panama. Inside touch early. And they're going to wipe that off. The foul was clearly on the dribble. Devin Collier has joined the game. He's a much more active big. Puts it on the floor, goes with a left hand, gets the roll. Exactly what we're talking about. An opportunity to attack the ring on the dribble. Bishop will hand it off. Gaskin enjoying himself at the moment. Nice pass. Mitchell Hicks puts it down, goes inside, and Ricky Sanchez says, "This is my house. Stay out of the keyway. I've seen too many dunks already." Hicks puts it on the floor and goes in, and Sanchez comes over and says, "Not this time." Michael Hicks puts it up short. Franklin also joined the game. Tass puts it on the floor, leaned back on the 2, doesn't get the drop. Big time rebound by Bishop, and off to the races of Panama again. Great pass! Oh! And Panama are putting on a highlight show here in the first quarter. Look away pass on the end of the break. And Akil Mitchell is now no longer pointless. Every starter has now ticked it over for Panama. We got a foul away from the basketball. 10-point lead for Panama. And David Hurtas just got outworked by Akil Mitchell. Akil Mitchell just beat him down the floor. Great find by Gaskin. And this has been a tremendous start by Panama. Double foul called. Hurtas is called the foul for Puerto Rico. Ball chased down by Oliki Sanchez. The three is away and good. Eduardo Gonzalez. And don't forget, Puerto Rico having to deal without Barella. And Gonzalez in the lineup as a result of that. Knocks down the three. They really needed those. Gaskin in the lane will kick it off. Well, a tough three is no good. And that's a foul on the glass, and Akil Mitchell picks up the personal. There's the Gonzalez three in rhythm. The challenge for Panama here is they must keep this defensive intensity there. It's been so fundamental in the 18-11 lead that they really do have to keep getting into the lanes. No communication at all, wide open. Puerto Rico sharpening it up, down the middle, inside, outside. A little fake on the closeout for two is good. And Gonzalez off the bench has gone for 5 quick points and brings his team within 5. Inside, outside, and attacks the closeout off the glass for 2. Nice finish, super little finish. Off the glass for 2 is good. And Franklin gets the 2, opens his own account. Whistle on the play. There's the foul. Ogilvy's been big for Panama off the bench, averaging 9 points a game across these World Cup qualifiers. Bishop moves it on. Here's Gaskin. It's going to be a reaching foul. Devin Collier got caught on the closeout. 5.3 seconds left in this first quarter. Collier took one for the team there. Didn't really want Bishop going down the middle. And Panama will take the timeout, wanting to end this really positive first quarter for them with a good shot. And with 5.3 seconds, they'll have the chance to go in 8 or 7 up.
Pick that bitch up and shoot that bitch. Mirar una cosa, tenemos 5 segundos, tenemos que buscar. ¿Está bien? ¿Está bien o no? Sales tú. Descansa ahora. Vas tú a 1, vas tú. Tranquilo. Bajo el 1. Daniel, baja al 2. Daniel, baja al 2, ¿vale? Vamos a jugar una banda normal. Tenemos 5 segundos. Vale, lo importante es no perder la pelota, ¿vale? Daniel, ¿de acuerdo? Sacas tú, Daniel. Sacas aquí. Está con Gino. Whatever they do, switch it up and maintain inside. Los 5 al rebote. We get the rebound, we jetty. ¿Está bien? Nos vamos rápido. Los 5 al rebote. ¿Está bien? Let's go.
Well, 8 assists, that's a great number if you're Panama. 8 assists in the first quarter. They've shared the ball beautifully in both the half court and transition. And now they've got one possession to try and really underline an excellent first quarter.
Por Panamá entra con el número 27, Daniel Girón.
Giron will inbound. Luis Canado. And that's going to be an offensive foul. He makes the three to really disappoint the crowd, but it's a good call. There's a push-off. Towed the line, would have been a 2. 0.6 seconds for Puerto Rico to try and make one. It's going to be a tough ask, but they're going to go backwards. They go full court with the prayer, and that's no good, and that'll do it. Anticlimactic end to what was a superb first quarter by Panama. Credit to Puerto Rico. They've hung in, and they only trail 20-15 after one. Well, here are the statistics on that first quarter. 58% for Panama. Only 29% or 20% for Puerto Rico from the three-point line. Puerto Rico also doing a good job when they take it inside. Rebound stuff is pretty even, but the number, that's 8 assists, is tremendous for Panama. Don't forget the World Cup app. Download that from your normal source. All the information you could ever want on the World Cup on the app. And also, tell us what you think about wherever you are in the world about these qualifiers. How excited are you with some of the teams qualifying in this window for next September's World Cup in China? Get on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever is your preferred social media platform. Make sure you use the appropriate hashtag. Hashtag FIBA WC, at FIBA WC. Just let us know what you think about these games. Start of quarter 2. Puerto Rico with the first possession. Franklin goes inside and comes up empty. Chance for Panama to build on a tremendous first quarter. Luzcando goes inside, will get the handoff. Going baseline. Oh, he got fouled, and Harry stayed in bounds. Is a question. Well, you can criticize the Puerto Rican defense, but Luzcando just found some space somewhere and then gets fouled on the tough shot. He'll go to the free throw line. He's only played 4 games for Panama of the 9 in this World Cup, averaging just over 10 minutes a game. But it's come in here with a lot of confidence, just a little bit more energy, and that really has been a factor. Gonzalez gets Puerto Rico into the half court. Das with a quick release is no good. Defensive rebound, he's pulled in. A chance here for Luzcando to run again. Turns down the dribble and the pick. Oh, it just opens up for him on the baseline. Wide open look, and he steps out of bounds. He had the layup. unselfishly kicked it when possibly the easier option was to take the two. Gonzalez will advance the basketball. Comes off the screen. Nice lift on the wing. They just don't go inside when they had the opportunity. Gonzalez gets inside with the pass. Great work by Collier, but he can't finish the play. It's a different look for Puerto Rico when they go more athletic and smaller on the inside, but the defensive work rate for Panama is pretty much the difference at the moment. Kendo needs a pass, picks it up, little heads up play, and they come up empty. Huertas had a wide open look, almost overcomplicated the layup. Watch this still. Heads up play by Gonzalez, just throws it to Huertas, has a wide open layup, tries to make a very complicated reverse layup, and comes up empty. End line possession though for Puerto Rico. 8.5 to go in the half. As you can see, that side of the gym pretty full now. So maybe 5 o'clock's an early start. Who knows? Well, they go to the long side. Huertas in the corner is no good. Great offensive rebound, but turns it over again, Puerto Rico. That's going to be a travel on the inside. Daniel Giron. Well, Carter, in fact, gets involved. Carter in traffic. There you go. Just dragged it across the lane. Triple team, though. Huertas, fake, steps back, extra pass, wide open. Gonzalez for three is short. And the ball will belong to Panama. Carla Lopez feels a little hard done by. Into the half court. Giron moves it on. Uscando goes inside. Bishop feels the double team, goes to the baseline and just takes the tough one. Catches nothing. Gonzalez looks inside, wants the ball screen, but they don't then let the ball screen develop. In traffic, I think there's another travel, yep. Too much traffic. There's no way that Carla Lopez is going to be able to operate in that space. It's just no space at all. The only option he had was just to stop and try and go up. Here's Kendo into the half court. Carter has it knocked away. Ball stays with Panama. Oh, another highlight reel. It's Mitchell's turn. Great execution on the pick and roll. They turn down the dribble. That's going to be a flopping foul. Well, you can see that Lopez was caught on the show. Great read by Mitchell. He slipped. And nice lead pass to the alley-oop. Ricky Sanchez checks back in. Luis Cando will sit down with 2 fouls. The second one being that technical for the flop. It looked a good call to me. In fact, it may well be a flop and then a bench technical, which will be crazy for Panama. Super start. The last thing they need now is to make this easy. Well, that's a technical for the flop. And now we've got the bench technical. And that one's good. So the bench tech and possession, Puerto Rico a chance to eat into this 8-point margin. Neither team functioning offensively very well in this second quarter. Collier comes off the down screen to release. Easy. Oh, and Huertas just misses another little bunny on the inside. And that pretty much sums up where Puerto Rico are. Nice find. Nice read against the help side. Nice drive to the hoop. And Giron gets the 2. Tough, taking it up. Ricky Sanchez. Dangerous times here for Puerto Rico. Trail 10. It's very early, but all the momentum plays. Ricky Sanchez with the 3 is long. Defensive rebound is owned by Akil Michu, who has been active. So active. Wide open, feet set. Giron for 3 is no good. Defensive rebound for Brown. Chance to run for Puerto Rico, trying to inject some energy. But they get into the half court. Well, they feel the double team, find the open man. Mid-range jump shot for Collier is good. When Collier gets the 2, goes to 6 personal. Inside, outside, wide open 3. Super inside, outside. And Akil Mitchell is having a game here. 11-point lead for Panama. Points difference could be crucial. They'll get the win first and then worry about that. But they lead it by 11. They're in a great place at the moment, halfway through the second quarter. Nice move to the hoop for 2. And Cavell gets the 2. Off the glass is no good. On rebound. Then Giron. And now getting contributions across the roster. Everyone coming off that Panamanian bench really brings energy. Well, they take the early 3 off the back of the iron. He's no good. Foul on the offensive glass. Looks like it's going to be charged to Gary Brown. Gaskins into the half court. Hicks with nowhere to go. 11 seconds on the possession. Goes inside on the out of bounds. In the corner for 3 is no good. And a chance here for Puerto Rico to run. Brown in transition. Then pops it back out, and they're into the half court again. On Clavel. 8 on the possession. Clavel takes the ball screen, tries to create a little advantage. Ball's deflected, turned over, but given straight back to Ricky Sanchez. Huertas. It's a little messy at the moment. Ricky Sanchez on the inside is going to charge. And at 42 years old, when you're playing for your country, age is no factor at all. Michael Hicks takes one for the team. Currently with the San Martin de Corrientes organization. And when you're 42 and you're still prepared to take a charge, you know your team has an asset. Javier Mojica is the latest off the Puerto Rican bench as Coach Cathiano looks for an answer, looks for a combination, looks for a unit that can get Puerto Rico back into this. Carter on the dribble, gets inside, and that's going to be an offensive foul. And again, both big men over dribble, help side comes. Carter and Ricky Sanchez both charge on the dribble penetration because Brown was there yesterday. Gary Brown would advance the basketball for Puerto Rico. Brown gets inside, nice find. Ricky Sanchez for three is long again. Numbers don't work here for... Oh, what a pass. Oh, what a finish. Carter throws it down again. And having just about to say there was numbers back for Puerto Rico, Panama just passed them to create this open drive lane. And they just flushed it. Brown puts it on the floor, stops, takes the short two is good. Puerto Rico have been here before. They will not panic. They'll just keep doing what they do. They have enough experience. Don't forget, they have pretty much made every World Cup there's been. Nice back cut for two. But at the moment, there is simply not enough defense here for Puerto Rico. Giron gets the two, goes to 6 personal. Easy backdoor layup. It goes inside, off the glass for 2 is good. And Devon Collier picks the 2. In rhythm, Gaskins is short, long 3. Chance to get it back to single digits. That's going to be offensive as well. That extended lead arm, a little bit of a giveaway. In fact, to be fair, there didn't really look like much contact, but the arm was extended. Meanwhile, you get another replay of that excellent fast break. Carter gets the dunk. Here's Kando. A little bit of over dribble, ends up finally with the turnover, which was a turnover waiting to happen. And again, the defensive transition for Panama is very good. Spin to the inside for 2. Off the glass is good. And Alexander Franklin gets this back to single digits. 4 points personal for Franklin. Panama lead it 35-26. Timeout.
Hey, mírame, voy a llamar la jugada, ya. Mírame.
Tenemos una defensa, tranquilo, estamos bien, no pasa nada. ¿Vale? No pasa nada. Lo único que quiero es que si hay un cambio, ¿vale? Posicionalmente, no te quedes parado para que él tenga una referencia. Intenta colocarte delante de tu
Double team. ¿Está bien? I can cheat, but I want to get the middle. We give this pass. Worse, I don't want to get the middle. So when he comes and he turns, we try to double team. I close the middle, but If I have it, I go for it. After half court matchup, man to man. Switch from 1 to 3. 4 and 5, switch. ¿Está bien? Estamos.
We gotta make them pay.
Yeah, hey, motion up when we go. Motion up every time. Let's go.
Defense, go!
Well, you heard from Cassiano again. It's all about energy in terms of his timeout. But the key thing there, they're going to switch. They're going to play it straight up man to man and then switch it. The 1, 2, 3s will switch. The 4, 5s will switch each other. But that's great as long as you switch aggressively, as long as you get to the lane, as long as you are pressuring the ball. And the biggest difference in this game at the moment is that Panama have just played more defense than Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico, the solution is pretty simple. Well, one of the solutions is simple. Play more defense, be harder on the basketball, switch into passing lanes. Oh, Kendo was a little, should we say, not very decisive with it. Double team came, but just about got rid of it. Trevor Gaskins. Quiet night at the office already so far for Gaskins. Now he's trying to speed it up a little. Defensive rebound is pulled in. Now Franklin again. Nice pass. Mojica finds Franklin. Super pass, super finish. And Puerto Rico building some momentum here. Close it to a 7-point game. Gaskin gets it on the little back door. The help comes across from Sanchez. They get a piece and get the turnover. So much better for Puerto Rico. Oh, why do you throw a blind pass? They get it away and don't get it to drop at the end. But the signs are good for Puerto Rico. But the most important sign at the moment, Panama, at times having played superbly in terms of sharing the basketball, lead this one at the half, 35-28. So let's get a look at the statistics on that first half. Panama still over 50% from the two-point range. In fact, both teams at that 57%, but no one can make a three. 1 from 10 for Puerto Rico. Normally a team that does a nice job from beyond the arc. 13 assists for Panama. That's a beautiful number if you are a Panamanian fan or coach. Turnovers are now, as they normally do, leveled out a little. And it leaves us with a 7-point lead at the half for Panama. Game leaders. Well, Javier Carter again. If he gets one more point, that'll be a 7th consecutive game. He's at double digits. Didn't really have anything for the first 3 games of the World Cup, but this will be the last 7 have all been over double digits for him. Tony Bishop with 3 steals, not only scoring, but coming up with it at the defensive end. So Carter, Mitchell and Giron lead it for Panama, but they've got contributions across the roster. Collier came off the bench, did a really nice job. In fact, the bench have dragged Puerto Rico back into this. So we'll leave you now with the highlights of that first half. The first half has given Panama a real solid foundation to get the back-to-back wins in this window and put them right back into qualification. We'll see you for the second half in around 10 minutes. Welcome back to the Roberto Duran Arena in Panama City. Both teams back on the floor. In fact, Puerto Rico were back out quickly. I don't think Coach Cassiano believes this is a technical issue for them. I think it's purely energy and effort at the defensive end. If they can get that for the whole of the half, they still have more than enough to get back into this. For Panama, I have to say the same thing though. It's they got that start based on some great defense, in particular great defense on the perimeter, and it really did take Puerto Rico a while to adjust, because it meant that they could not play Diaz and Ricky Sanchez together. That option wasn't used for the rest of the first half, so the quickness of Panama really became the decisive factor. Really did a nice job on their perimeter defense, but the speed and the pace meant that the twin tower option of Jorge Brian Diaz and Ricky Sanchez, albeit Ricky Sanchez will always gravitate to the perimeter, was just not a factor. Could not be used defensively, and obviously caused a change, at least a change in thought for Coach Cassiano. The other really positive fact for Panama was just the contributions across the whole roster. Akil Mitchell with 7 points. Javier Carter, another very, very efficient first half. 9 points, 4 from 5 from the floor. 5 assists for Carter. That's another great number. In fact, the assist number for Panama was superb. 13 assists on the half. Coach Manuel Hussein is going to be very positive. He knows it's only half a job. He knows he still has 2 really difficult games in the closing window. But all you can do is win. Give yourself the opportunity. A win here gives them an opportunity, and that's all you can ask at this stage. There are plenty of teams across the various regions of FIBA who already have no chance to qualify, whereas both these teams are still in with the chance to be in China in 11 months' time. What a competition that's going to be. If you want to be at the party, you've got to qualify. And that's what both of these teams still have the mathematical chance to do. A win here for Panama is a must. So they've put a first half on the floor that has given them a chance. Now they've got to close it out. They will have possession at the start of the third quarter. And they move it through the air. They share it. They've shared it for the whole of this game so far. Space, the floor. Someone's got to release that pressure. Mitchell looks to go down to the block. Wow. Michael Hicks, who started the game knocking down threes, gets a matchup he likes, posts up, and the veteran makes it a 9-point game. Ray Brian Diaz goes high-low. Inside, outside, feet set for the long 2 is no good. Defensive rebound arrives with Akil Mitchell. Gaskins will look to reverse it. And again, Hicks gets blocked this time. Diaz comes out with the block. Chance here for Puerto Rico in transition. Huertas can't get it to go. He's going to keep shooting it. That's what he does. If you don't want him to shoot it, you will have to take him out of the game. Gaskins manufactures a lefty floater and gets the 2. And it's back to double digits. Nice start to the third as Gaskin goes to 4th. Gaskin averaging nearly 13 points a game, has not had to score this evening because his teammates are doing it for him. Tough. Alexander Franklin has been impressive having come off the bench. He goes on to 8 points personal. Nice jump hook. Gaskins. Wow, great hands. Chance to run here. Brown, little hesitation, spins through the lane, draws contact. And we'll go to the free throw line. Spins through, gets an angle, gets some contact. Takes a very long time over his free throw, should we say, Gary Brown. And won't worry anyone from Puerto Rico as long as he makes it. Two from two. Good response from Puerto Rico. Back to a 7-point game. All 2-2-1 trap. Defensive rebound, Ricky Sanchez. Hurtath tries to turn the corner. No separation. Now he's going to need a pass. Brian Diaz gives him a little release. Hurtath, little mishandle. He scraps it out to recover it. Ricky Sanchez got to put it up. 3 on the clock. And they're going to wipe it off. Well, at least the Brian Diaz, Ricky Sanchez combo defensively looks like it's found a way to compete with Panama at the start of the third. Gaskins. Well, no one guards the ball. 3 is no good, and the ball will stay with Panama. That's a great effort on the glass. Gaskin goes long, out of bounds. Javier Carter will move it on. Great defensive effort. Brown in the lane, exactly what we're talking about. Perimeter-wise, they have to pick it up defensively. And Gary Brown just does that. 5-point game, and they're up the floor. And Ricky Sanchez, apart from stepping on the side, he doesn't step on the sideline. A turnover for Puerto Rico. All about defense. They close it to 5 and have a chance to close it to 2. Brown will get it into the half court. Ricky Sanchez will reverse the basketball. Inside touch. Franklin has it again. Tough matchup here. Nice pass. Okay, Brian Diaz gets the 2. And it's a 3-point game. This is as close as Puerto Rico have been in a while. No need to panic for Panama. Remind yourself how you got to the double-digit lead. Whew, that's a take and a half. Another turnover for Panama. Numbers down the floor here. Brown pushes. Hurtath puts it on the floor, takes the tough one. Oh! Jorge Brian Diaz has come to play in the third quarter. Poor shot from Hurtath here, puts it on the floor, off balance. But Brian Diaz treats that as an alley-oop. Throws it down. 6 points personal in this quarter. Brian Diaz has closed this to 1 almost single-handedly. Timeout, Panama.
Tranquilidad, tranquilidad. Vale, sabíamos que el partido se podría complicar. Vale, tranquilo. ¿Dónde está el problema? ¿Dónde está el problema? El problema está, primero que nada, en que hemos salido sin nivel defensivo ninguno. Punto número 1. Punto número 2. Punto número 2. Por favor.
Hey, Gary, vuelta. Alex y Ricky, dummy, drop back, and we match up man to man. Hey, they don't want, they play good half court. But once you take them down to 14 seconds, they go straight to the post or straight pick and roll. ¿Está bien? Hey, motion down. Hey, motion post. Motion post. Hey, don't watch him. Don't watch him. Keep moving. Let's go. Hey.
Well, at times in the past, Puerto Rico have been accused of not being a group. You cannot doubt the way this group wants to play together. There's a lot of emotion in that timeout. They know this is a big, big game. They've closed it to a 1-point margin. A little soft pressure to take some time out of the clock, then they'll fall back man to man. You heard Cathiano say that. And they want to get Panama into the last third of the shot clock. Gaskins penetrates, extra pass. Well, they share it beautifully again. Gaskins in the corner for three. What do you do when you're faced with a challenge? You stay with what works. They move the ball beautifully. Gaskins gets the three. He gets double digits again. It's tremendous ball movement by Panama. Inside. And Jorge Diaz gets another two. 8 points at the beginning of this second half for Jorge Brian Diaz. Carter outside the three-point line. Little hesitation on the back cut. The help came. The tough shot is good. Tony Bishop lent back. Game on. Bishop goes to 4. In fact, both baskets have been pretty impressive. 4-point game. Oh, it's just wide open. Well, they kick it. Huertas for 3 and 1. Hey, Huertas. Feet set, strokes it, draws contact, will go to the line to tie the game. This is why Puerto Rico are always a team that makes the World Cup. They find ways in big games to get things done. Huertas ties it at 44 apiece. We have a new ball game with 14 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go in the game. We've been down double digits and we're tied up. Bishop goes down low. Carter has it, spins, takes the tough lean away. And that came off the block, and it will stay with Panama. They go long out of bounds. Carter will hand it off. It's Kendo has it just taken away, and it's that man again. Blocking foul. That man Diaz comes up with a steal. If he does any more, he'll be handling it at the point. And if there's any hot dogs to be sold, it was selling those after the game as well. He has been doing it all in this third quarter. Luz Kendo picks up his third personal. And in a matter of 2 minutes, Puerto Rico have a chance to come from 9 down to lead. Franklin, who was one of the guys off the bench who really did stop the bleeding early. Big mental challenge here for Panama. They've played superbly well, but now they trail. That's a big, big mental ask. And Franklin gets a friendly roll, and Puerto Rico. 5-second call out of bounds, and Puerto Rico turn the screw a little tighter with the defense. This is why Cassiano does a great job with his team. He leads this team. He doesn't, when he needs to, he can be very technical. He's a very, very good coach. But more than any coach they've had in recent years, he relates to this group so well and has got them to play a different level of defense in this second half. Huertas floats one, doesn't get the roll. Gaskins wants a bit of space to play. We'll move it on. Carter will hit that second side. Turnover, and Bishop just mishandled it. They didn't over-dribble at all, Panama. You've got to credit Puerto Rico's defense, the way they've stepped it up here. They open up the left side. Brown takes it, will take the blocking foul. And that'll be the fourth team foul for Panama. Well, they just cleared out the left side of the floor. Ricky Sanchez licking his lips in the corner, but foul was called. First foul on Trevor Gaskins. And Brian Diaz now finds himself going to the free throw line. He's 29 now. He's club basketball in Argentina with Bahia. But the 2'11" center. Is he finally beginning to realize the potential that people have talked about for a long, long time? Misses the first of the free throws, though. Makes the second. The pleasing thing for any Puerto Rican fans is he struggled in that first half, but mentally stayed very, very strong. Comes back with a tremendous third quarter. They go upstairs, and Diaz comes up with another steal. They go long. Brown should and does complete it. And is there a 5-point lead for Puerto Rico? Someone for Panama has to stop the bleeding and stop it right now. A little trap takes time out of the half-court offense. And they can't even get the drop at the ring. Ball comes off of Ogilvy, and it will be a Puerto Rico basketball. Brown, who's been a different player in this second half. Diaz will come and ball screen. He'll dive. Oh, the pass from Brown just split the two. Just split Diaz and Franklin. Well, it's clear now. The team that really does execute against this defensive. Both teams now stepping it up defensively. That was good pressure by Panama. Michael Hicks checks back in. They really do need all of his 42 years of age, all those years of experience now. That's a pick. Gaskins needs a pass. Almost turned over. That's the difference, again. In the first half, that pass was makeable because the defense was not scrambling and not rotating. Improvement from Puerto Rico in terms of their defense has been absolutely tremendous. Puerto Rico have a 5-point advantage. They trailed 7 at the half. Stop and pop. Sando can't get it to drop. Defensive rebound. Brown has a chance to run. In fact, sorry, Franklin has a chance to run. Gets it off to Gary Brown. Turnover. I think Ricky Sanchez is being called with a blocking foul. But Gaskins hasn't looked, and if Ricky Sanchez had just maybe stayed a half step further back and just stood still. Clavel checks in. The three is no good. Offensive effort on the glass is tremendous. Doesn't get the drop. They were looking at the and one. Michael Hicks, it's not working from the perimeter, so what do? When you're a veteran, what you do is you do this. Take it up strong to the ring. Doesn't quite get the roll, but draws the contact. Didn't appreciate the little contact with Jean Clavel. I'm sure they've sorted that one out by now. Second foul on Clavel. Hicks gets a friendly roll on the first one. Shooting just under 70% from the free throw line in the World Cup. 2 for 2. We knew how important they were. Gonzalez. It's a little caught up. They open up again this side of the floor for that to happen. Havel shakes and bakes and puts up the long two. Defensive rebound pulled in by Gaskins, who pushes, numbers down the floor. Hicks in transition for three is good. Veteran play. The 42-year-old gets out on the break, gets his feet set and strokes it, and we've got a new game of 49. We're tied up with 1:13 to go in the third. The crowd are in it now. Inside, outside. Sanchez drops the three from the corner. Ricky Sanchez strokes it from deep. First three of the night, 1 from 5. He is not going to stop shooting it. Trevor Gaskins gets Sanchez in the air, wraps it. In the lane for two is good. Tough finish. Tremendous finish. Oh my word, this is end-to-end right now. Collier flushes one. No defensive transition by Panama. Gaskins assesses what options does he have. He puts up the three, short. Great effort on the glass. Tremendous work on the glass. Ogilvy's just went after it. Puerto Rico only committed the 3 fouls. Go inside, blocked. Tremendous effort to stay it, blocked. And Ricky Sanchez with a second block. Devin Collier with the first block. There's the first one. Collier says, this is my house. And Ricky Sanchez says, this is our house. Are they going to get this away? Oh, and that's the way to end the quarter. Akel Mitchell on the break. Runs down the runway, takes it off, gets the 2. And we got a 54-53 game. Do not go anywhere, because this one's going all the way to the wire. Confirmation, Puerto Rico. I think it's 54-53. Definitely looked like they got it off before. It's definitely 53. That graphic will be corrected. Going to get a look at the statistics, and that'll only tell you half the story of this one. Still, neither team is making the three ball consistently, but both teams. And Puerto Rico, 61%.
World. FIBA Basketball World Cup is right here. Want it? Come and get it.
Well, what a quarter of basketball. It looked like it was going to be a repeat of that first half because Panama started superbly well, but Jorge Brian Diaz had other ideas. Franklin, as he did in the first half, ticked it over. And a combination of so much more intensity defensively for Puerto Rico. And Jorge Brian Diaz just turned this game on its head. That was his first two. He had 10 points in the quarter, had a couple of steals and a couple of blocks. And this, well, Henry Huertas is claiming that's for an assist. On the air ball three, Jorge Brian Diaz just flushed it. So as we said right at the beginning, for Panama, a win is a must. They can worry about head-to-head scores with Puerto Rico after. Here's the replay at the end. Oh, they're going to wipe that off. Or they should wipe that off. And they have wiped that off. Because the stats, the official stats, clicked it over as counting. The referees have reviewed it and quite rightly have wiped it off, which gives Panama a 3-point deficit to make up in this fourth quarter. Here we go then, start of the fourth. A huge impact on who can get to China next year rests on the result of this one. And Panama, after pretty much being in control for 2.5 quarters, trail by 3 against a Puerto Rican lineup that is as tight a group and as positive a group of Puerto Rican national team as I have seen in a long time. Gonzalez will get it into the half court. Collier outside the 3-point line. They're going to gap him. Ricky Sanchez, little ball fake. Now he puts it on the floor. Gets to the middle. Takes that lean away. 2 is good. Big time move by Ricky Sanchez. Can Panama just pick it up again? Hicks just about hangs on, gets it back now. The defensive effort right there. Hicks drops it inside and they turn it over. Akil Mitchell couldn't handle it, whereas Ricky Sanchez definitely can. A little lean away. That's a pro move. Gonzalez into the half court. 5-point advantage for Puerto Rico. Franklin attacks it, right hand with a runner, he's no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up, doesn't get the two. And Gaskin. And that's a great, great effort by Franklin. They go upstairs, almost drops it. They somehow recover it, wide open, line up the three. It's good! Daniel Giron just knocks one down. 11 points personal, yet another player off that Panamanian bench who makes a contribution. Inside, outside, Franklin for three, answers. Toe-to-toe. Molika gets the three. Straight at the gut of the defense. Akil Mitchell says, I'm in this game. He closes it to a 3-point margin. He has 9 personal. Gonzalez tries to go himself to the ring, gets the easy layup, and all of a sudden, a game that was decided by defense. Defense is now absent without leave. Gaskins. Inside, outside. Mitchell throws the, gets it inside, should finish. Oh, he blows the little bunny. Stays down on the floor. Just have to find the open man. Here is the open man. Gonzalez attacks it. Turnover. Mitchell finally gets back in the play and comes up with a steal. Gaskins has it. And Puerto Rico just picking it up defensively. The double team game. Walker picks up the personal. Okay, Brian Diaz checks back in. Ricky Sanchez is going to sit. They do look more balanced when they go with one of them at a time. Defensively in particular, and that's been the key to this comeback by Puerto Rico. So much more intensity, so much more pressure on the basketball, and also people have stayed in the play. They've rotated and have looked to help the helper, and they really have stepped it up defensively. Something on the floor. Carter's back. Daniel Giron will inbound the basketball once the referees have sorted out the technicality. And we're ready. Wow, we're definitely ready for this one. It's going all the way. Nice little flare screen, and Hicks can't get it to drop. Looked good, looked straight in line, but just hit the back of the ring. Brown checked back in. Attacks it with the right hand. Nice find. Well, I thought he walked as well. Hurtas goes with a floater for two. Beautiful little floater as he curled to the ring. Gaskins and Puerto Rico just going after it. Gaskins in the lane, gets the drop. That's a charge. That was a charge from the minute that Alexander Franklin put it on the floor. And Hicks takes another one for the team. Big play by the veteran. Carter has to protect it. Now he's going to go himself, I think. Deep post up. Oh, nice move. Well, Hicks can't get the finish. Battle on the glass, did everything apart from finish the play. And they blow the 2-on-1. They come up empty, but they've contested the rebound so well. Franklin just could not complete the play. Brown just gives it to Clavel, goes up. He misses the little bunny, bowed out by Alexander Franklin, who's just, effort-wise, has just refused to let Puerto Rico go down in this game. When they were down early, his effort brought them back in. Timeout.
Defensivamente hemos mejorado un poquito, ¿vale? Hemos mejorado un poquito. Aún no es suficiente, necesitamos un poquito más de agresividad en todo lo que hacemos, ¿vale? Porque vamos abajo en el marcador. Entonces, normalmente con el hombre que saca de fondo, que normalmente es un grande, estoy hablando de nuestra defensa, vamos a quedarnos alguna vez y cuando el pequeño recibe el balón nos tiramos a hacer una situación de 2 contra 1 para que se lo quite de encima y luego recuperar rápidamente. Si no lo hacemos arriba y él avanza por el lado, lo podemos hacer en un lado del campo en un momento determinado. Todo el mundo muy atento.
Van a coger un 8 segundos, ¿está bien? No les gusta porque no pueden hacer jugada. Se rompen, se vuelven locos. Ahora, acá atrás, tenemos que ser inteligentes y marchar. Y los 5 al rebote, 5 to the rebound. 55. Completa.
Okay, Brian Diaz leads the scores for Puerto Rico. But look at that again. Both teams getting solid contributions across the roster. This is national team basketball. This is World Cup basketball. Both teams showing how deep they are. Some of the questions about Puerto Rico in terms of the players that they could bring in being answered. And was Panama's win over Mexico a little bit of a surprise? Well, not from the way they're playing here. Endline possession for Puerto Rico. They lead this by 5, 63-58, 6 to go. Clavel puts it on the floor, will hand off. Brown looks to turn the corner. Brian Diaz, they get stolen because they rotate superbly. Should be an easy 2. And they're going to call the foul for going underneath. CJ Rodriguez comes in with energy, gets a steal. Will be disappointed he's not shooting 1 because that is a wide open miss. But the steal was tremendous. He got hit. Will have to step to the free throw line and knock these down. Rodriguez hasn't missed a free throw in the World Cup so far. He still hasn't missed a free throw in the World Cup so far. This will make it a 1-possession game. A 3-point game if Rodriguez maintains his 100% from the line, which he does. Great communication defensively, Panama. They switched it back. Inside, outside penetration. Huertas, this will normally go up. Find Diaz high. It's only 3 seconds. Wide open for the 3. Is short. Defensive rebound, and Rodriguez again shows the energy. Comes up with the defensive play. Now he has to be smart, which he is. Bishop will hand it off. How long does Gaskin stay out of the game? CJ Rodriguez puts it on the floor. And that's not his game. As you can see, out of control, unable to control that. Comes up with the charge, should have kicked it. He's not in the game to make plays. Ricky Sanchez sounds like he's checked back in. Three-point game. Just over 5 to go. Turnovers 17 and 16. That has grown as the pressure mounts. Sanchez almost has it turned over. Franklin puts it on the floor baseline. That's a great stance defensively. Has it knocked away. Bishop just played super defense. Rodriguez looks long. And Panama with the early turnaround. Jump shot is no good. And maybe Ogilvy would have been advised to find another scorer. Tough turnaround, one pass into the offense. It's easy in hindsight. Timeout. Both coaches know the importance of this, know the importance of being on the same page, and then you just have to trust your guys. This will be a different Coach Cassiano timeout.
Hey, corre 5 out about. ¿Está bien o no? Hey, 5 aquí. Aquí está. Gary, vuelta, sácala. ¿Está bien? Perdón, Alex, sácala. Alex takes it out. ¿Ok? Sí, esto es lo que vamos a coger. Ricky, aquí.
¿Vale? Para que cuando penetremos tengamos esto, o incluso si el tío se queda trabado tengamos esto. ¿Vale? Cualquiera de las dos opciones. Vale. Cuando... Vuelvo a repetir lo mismo. Independientemente de lo que pasa aquí arriba, al hombre que suba el balón, vamos a soltarle alguna vez una situación de 2 contra 1. Porque tanto Díaz como Ricky...
Well, as we've said on a number of occasions through this game, Akil Mitchell was having one. He was definitely having a game, big-time effort. Leads the rebound numbers, field goal percentages. 43 and 47. They are being dragged down by some pretty poor three-point shooting. But when both of these teams takes it inside, they're both very, very good. Interesting stat for Panama. When they score 70 plus, they win. At the moment, they're 10 shy of 70. If they don't score 70, and that's an obvious stat, but when they get the game in the 70s and 80s, they normally got a chance of winning it. At the moment, it's a 63-60 game. 3-0 when they go break 70 points. Sideline possession for Puerto Rico. Gary Brown turns the corner. Huertas. Plenty of time. 10 on the possession. Huertas puts it on the floor. Oh! Wow! I think you can say Carter rejects this. It's not Carter, in fact. It is Carter. Comes from the weak side and literally doesn't just defend his house. He just rejects any option for that to go anywhere near the ring. Brown gonna have to put this up. Float it for 2 is good. Gary Brown ticks it over for Puerto Rico. Kill moves it to. Goes inside now. Carter fills the double team. Rodriguez knocks it down. Oh, Rodriguez off the bench has been phenomenal. The one crazy penetration. And they're going to call that blocking foul. It's a good call. Akil Mitchell left his left knee hanging out there. There you go. Didn't have to either. Nice find by Carter. Rodriguez lines it up, strokes it, and drops it. 2-point game, 3:38 to go. Still too close to call. Still World Cup futures hanging in the balance. Brown. Ricky Sanchez goes back to Brown. 8 on the possession. Brown looking to turn the corner. Inside, and Franklin gets the 2. Tough finish. Great little curl. Franklin goes to 12 personal. Early screen. Rodriguez feeling it. Maybe feeling it a little too much. Got one off the pass, but had to do it off the dribble. Still no Trevor Gaskins. Ricky Sanchez deep in the corner for 3. Only just about catches the far side of the ring. CJ Rodriguez. And they move it on. Bishop trying to turn the corner. Oh, they drew the defense. Extra pass, wide open. Rodriguez now with his feet set. Drops another one from the corner. We got a 1-point game. And Rodriguez orchestrates the crowd. 66-67. Well, it's clear for Rodriguez. Don't do it on the dribble. Trust your teammates. 2:15 to go. 7 on the possession. Brown, offensive foul. He looks perplexed. Great defense, though. It's that man Rodriguez again. There's Franklin with a tough finish in traffic. Well, the answer to where is Trevor Gaskins is now answered. With 2:10 to go, the undoubted leader of this team steps back into the game to try and win it for Panama. Rodriguez, phenomenal. Sets himself up in the corner, takes the handoff. Gaskins gets it off, looks underneath. Mitchell. Here's Bishop, puts it on the floor, tries to get Sanchez off balance. Mitchell, oh, Bishop takes a tough one. Ricky Sanchez is all over him from Panama. Retake the lead with 1:45 to go. There's a lot of noise now. Huertas puts it on the floor. We've got a holding foul. And that'll send Huertas to the free throw line. Well, I often say, as we get a look at this one from Bishop, Ricky Sanchez does a great job, controls the penetration, has a hand up on the shot. Now, Huertas is an 85% free throw shooter. That means absolutely nothing with 1:34 to go in the game. The crowd trying to do everything they can. Huertas to tie the game. We have a new ball game with 1:34. Game of runs, game of momentum swings. Comes down to 1.5 minutes of World Cup futures on the line. Huertas goes 2 for 2. Ice running through those veins. Gaskins has it, where every Panamanian would love it to be, in Gaskins' hands. Gets it into the half court. But they've passed the ball tremendously in this game. Don't expect it to change now. Mitchell wants it in the post. Bishop lines up the 3. Is long. Brown has it. 1-point game. Just over 1 minute to go. They want a post-up option. They can't get one. Diaz will set the ball screen. Rodriguez fights round. Loose pass, but it gets to Franklin. Puts it on the floor. Spins to the middle in the lane for 2. That is a tough move. Would not settle for the jumper. Took it strong to the ring. Finished in traffic. 3-point game. Timeout for Panama. 71-68. Less than a minute to go.
Todavía tenemos tiempo, ¿vale? Todavía tenemos tiempo. La primera cosa la primera cosa es poner el balón en la pista, ¿vale? Para poner el balón en la pista lo que vamos a hacer, va a sacar Tony, ustedes dos se quedan a recibir y Aquil es el que está en el medio, ¿vale Aquil? Tú estás aquí, Tony tiene la pelota y nosotros jugamos la situación de intercambio.
Aggressive. We up 3. La tiene. Double. Side. Level. Middle. Double. Adentro. No help. Double. One play. Hey. Yellow. Level. And the big guy goes out. ¿Está bien? Estamos. ¿Está bien? Vamos a doblar en medio. Voy a pedir timeout. Si yo no pido timeout, abre la cancha y nos vamos fist down. ¿Está bien? Let's go. Hey, stay in bonus. No foul pendejo. Everybody to the rebound. Let's go.
There's the move. That's tough because he used his body so well. And they almost could have stolen it, but there we had the chance to shoot it. Spins to the middle and took it straight at Carter, who came over, but look how he used his body. Gets his shoulders square to the backboard, keeps going to the backboard. And Franklin, Alexander Franklin, that's a huge move. Well, as you heard from Coach Cassiano, they'll double the pick and roll. If it goes to the middle, the big man, he's gonna have to come out and contest. But the most important thing he said right in it, everybody goes to the rebound. Everybody goes to the glass. 3-point game, 52 seconds is an eternity. And Cassiano takes a look at what he wants to look at, then he calls his timeout. He sees the box set, calls his timeout. That challenges Panama now. That challenges Coach Hussein. Does he run the same play?
Normal, no levels. And we not double teaming. My bad. I fucked it up there. Cool. Nah, not double teaming. Hey, hard heads, we come back and we help. And we all on the glass.
Okay. This is a very, very emotional moment. The language sometimes, if it's offensive, apologize for that. But when you are in this situation, you can understand the stress that these guys are under. You're going to hear things that they probably would not want to say. So apologies if you were offended. But Panama, do they change the play or do they stay? Cassiano's changed the defensive rule. No double now. No double team on anything. They're just going to hedge and recover.
Vamos a cambiar el ángulo del bloqueo porque aquí tenemos a CJ. ¿De acuerdo? Entonces jugamos aquí para caer dentro y tener a CJ en este lado para triangular. Y en el otro lado jugamos lo mismo. El bloqueo por la espalda. ¿Está claro?
No, again, another replay of that. See the way he just came all the way around and closed up his body, which means Carter couldn't actually get anywhere near the basketball. It's a tremendous move by Franklin. That could be a game changer, that move. That gives them the 3-point advantage. Sideline possession. Tony Bishop will inbound the basketball for Panama. Want to get it in. Carter has it. Bishop comes back the same way. Oh, he goes inside. Smart play here. Carter's going to have to finish. And he is held on the floor. And they're going to say the foul was on the floor. He will go to the free throw line. Took a long time to get the shot. Took a long time. Only 4 seconds left on the possession. It's 10 seconds ticked off. Carter going to the free throw line. Carter is a 68% World Cup free throw shooter. Really does need both. Makes the first. Does Cassiano burn a timeout or does he wait? Does Panama go up the floor? Neither team has a foul to give. And Carter makes it a 1-point game. Brown gets it over. There's a staggered screen. They pick and pop. Huertas, this is going to go up probably. Huertas normally puts it up in the lane, drops it, turns it over. Recovered. There's only 4 seconds on the clock. Do they know that's going to be a violation? 24-second violation. Panama, 15.2 seconds to win the game. They're going to have a conversation here. Did they call a foul? I do not believe they did. If they did, it's a huge call. Referees will sort both benches out. I'm sure we're going to get a look at it. But the ball was fumbled. The ball was lost. There was no change of possession. So the shot clock did not reset. And then, did Panama foul or not? I don't believe they did. If they did, it's a big call. If they didn't, they have 15.2 seconds to win the game and take a very positive step to keeping their World Cup hopes alive. And do they go to Carter? That's the question. Carter in the post has been effective for them the whole game. It's a 24-second violation. I think it's entirely correct. And now it's in the hands of Panama. Let's take a look. There's the loose ball. Here's the recovery of the ball. Now Mitchell doesn't foul. No one fouls. And with no timeout, Panama will take it. And Trevor Gaskins will advance the basketball. 10 seconds to win a game. Takes the ball screen, breaks the defense down, gets into the lane. Little hesitation, going nowhere. He's gonna have to put up the three, and it's no good. Puerto Rico get the win. Huge win for Puerto Rico on the road. That's a win of character. That's a win of just tremendous work from the coaching staff. But as much as anything else, they came up with a win because they wanted to come up with a win. 71-70, Puerto Rico take a huge step towards China. Panama, so close, but it's going to be so far. Deflated atmosphere in the gym. Gaskins on that last play went everywhere but to the ring. Puerto Rico trailed by as many as, well, he trailed double digits on 3 or 4 occasions. Great third quarter. And then found a way to win. And that's all that matters. In qualification group games, you just have to find a way to win. And that's exactly what Puerto Rico did. Coach Casiano, you have to give him so much credit. His team were flat. He dragged their emotion up. And then he just worked the oracle at the half. Here are the statistics. The only ones that really matter are 71-70. But Puerto Rico, 61% from 2 points.